we have issues that the younger generation could not even, that they don't even know where to start to think, to solve. Because like when we picked up one issues, it's just so many issues that lead to this, right? And what we need is a stable political system.
And for you, being 26.
Is that a question?
No.
Oh.
It's just like,
It's criticism.
no, it's just, no, it's not.
Yeah, I want to know if I could really be a great MP.
I thought it's gonna be a casual talk show.
I have been waiting for the casual part.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the casual part.
Welcome both of you to the show, Talking Politics, where we're bringing Thai politics to the world. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be among all these great people.
Quite excited, actually, for this episode, but not too, nervous or overwhelmed. Because in this part of this episode for Talking Politics, I believe it's going to be less serious.
We'll see.
From the previous videos, though, because like we're gonna discussing about Thailand's political landscape, but in the eyes and in the views and in your thoughts of the younger generations who are running for the MPs and candidates.
Yeah, that's not serious at all.
But I'm particularly thankful for including me into the younger generation, because I believe I'm not that young anymore. But thank you.
Okay, maybe you're kind of like, a representative for those young voters, for those first-time voters, yeah?
Yeah.
First and foremost, though, I am so sorry to ask you guys this, but it's the part of the show.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26?
I'm 26.
I'm also 26.
I'm turning
Turning
36.
Oh.
36?
I'm 35 now. I'm turning 36.
Oh. So, now before we begin our talk, though, like, of course, both of you guys are craving for changes in Thai society, in Thailand's political landscape. For Kun Wee, who is probably the youngest among those MP candidates, right?
Actually, no. One of the candidates from my party is younger than me. He's 25.
Oh, okay. So 26, 25.
That's the minimum age. You cannot apply to be. You're not eligible to be an MP underneath 25.
For now.
For now.
For now.
But the thing is, it is the first time for both of you for running for MP candidates.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Honestly, I'm honored. I'm elated because I'm 26 with, I've never studied abroad. I got a bachelor degree in linguistics. And it's just nice to be around all these capable, educated people, both in my party and in other parties.
How about you, Kai?
Well, I mean, for me, it's not something new. It's something that I have been thinking about for the past 5 years. And for the past 5 years, my career path has been, it's been shaped by this question, whether or not I would like to enter politics. For the past 5 years, going back, the job that I choose are aiming for me to be able to answer this question, whether I would like to enter politics or not. So, yeah, it's definitely an exciting time for me, but it is not something new.
But for you, though, from a rapper, from singer, performers, like...
Then kin ram kin.
No, I didn't mean it that
There's
way.
nothing wrong with that term. I love
there's
that
nothing
term.
wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm proud to be.
Okay.
I'm proud to be a rapper. I'm proud to be a performer. Unlike Kuncholathan, I could not say that my career has shaped me into this path, but working with a lot of people in different roles, I've been a lot of things. I've been a waitress. I've been, a performer, a singer, a songwriter, an owner of a small business, which is Monster Mom Records. I get to be in many roles, and I get to see people in their various types and levels of struggle. I'm not saying that every single thing I did has led me into this path, but it definitely contributed. So, yeah.
Okay.
I agree though, because I think to be a good representative,
Yeah.
like it doesn't really matter what backgrounds you are, because you represent everyone. You can be anyone. Like, and that's the essence of being a good representative.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Let's talk about the turning point. So for you, it's like 5 years ago, or
Yeah, I mean, turning point into politics, you mean? 5 years ago was when I started to consider a political career. But my turning point into a public issues, into public policies, was back when I was the freshman in my law school. And that, don't ask me how long ago that was. I entered the law school and there was a camp. I was part of they call it ALSA, it's Asian Law Student Associations. So it's a meeting twice a year for law students all over Asia to come and meet each other. When I entered the law school that year, they're going to discuss discrimination as a theme for the whole year. So my senior friends at Thammasat, they organized a trip to Chiang Mai where we go and meet and live with a huge tribe or an indigenous communities. And we learn so many social issues and how they were discriminated against, how they were left behind. Basically, there were forestry issues, narcotic drugs issues, and land rights, nationalities, land rights, and the war against narcotic drugs initiated by former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, and how it affected the indigenous community in Chiang Mai. And I mean, I think you may be able, you might be, I think you might be able to relate to my experience as a child growing up in Bangkok. Like, our lives are so vanilla. Our lives are, it's not perfect. Living in Bangkok, it was in no way perfect, but it just, everything is easy enough for us, right? But back then, that was when I learned for the first time that there are people in Thailand who were tortured. There's people in Thailand who are eligible under the law to have the Thai nationalities, but they didn't. And the effects of that, right? And being in Bangkok, I cannot imagine. Like, I take it for granted that I'm Thai, right? I'm not happy with any public services in Bangkok. But thinking about them, when they don't have the nationalities, they don't have access to education, they don't have access to healthcare. There's two of the members of the communities who went missing for having conflict with people in the area. But they didn't have the Thai nationalities. They didn't have the ID, the identification number. They went to the police station and the police asked who went missing. And they can't do anything. They're just like, how do I describe? This is his name. But like, he was not recognized under the law. It's just like a wild animal went missing.
But he lived in Thailand.
But he lived in Thailand. He was born in Thailand. He has a name. He's a real person in the communities. But when he went disappeared, the police is like, I don't know who he is. Like, where do I start? And that's the first, coming back from that, then I kind of, like, it's really set the journey in my law school, because I went into the law school trying to answer all of these questions, like why are these things happen to Thai people, and how do we solve this?
So it's kind of like, that's when all of your journey, your studies, and your experiences working involved in Thai politics starts, right?
No, that's ignite my interest in the public affair, because before that is all about me, right?
Interesting, because I think my first year working in at Thai PBS, I also went to Chiang Rai for documentary about stateless people. Amazing.
Or nationalityless.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. How about Kunwi? So, what's your turning point? Huge turning point, maybe?
Very big. So I may not have a direct interest in politics when I was younger, but I've always been a philosophical person. I am that annoying person in class who'd be asking people, thinking I'm Socrates and whatnot. But my actual turning point that got me interested and involved in politics was my experience taking care of my elderly grandmother for the last 2 years of her life. She passed last October. And you gotta understand, my grandma, she has children and grandchildren who are ready to take care of her. She got savings, but her life at the end of her experience at the end of her life was still a really, really hard one. So she got extremely depressed after my grandfather died. And she lives in the south. She lives in Trang. And everyone who was around her, they tried their best to take care of her, but it is not easy. It is not easy for the elderly, and it is not easy for the people taking care of them, because we don't know what to do. We may know what to do when, these days people may know what to do when their teenage children is depressed, but when their elderly mom, when their elderly grandmother has become a different person from their experience, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to take care of them. Everybody gets old, but no one really knows how to take care of the elderly. She got extremely depressed, got dementia. So we took her to Bangkok so we can, give her proper care. And it was still hard. It was really hard for her, and it was hard for us because we did not know what to do. And this is someone who has savings and a bunch of grandchildren. So I work at night. I sing, right? So around 8 p.m. Every weekend, I would dress up, go to work. And I would say hi to my grandmother because she lives on the second floor. I was just like, hi, Grandma, and make sure she ate. More than once, she could not control her bladder. And more than once, she have a little accidents, and I got to take care of it. Sometimes when I'm in a rush to go to work, I don't get to say hi to her before I leave, and I came back. And it is not a pretty sight to see. It breaks my heart. I just keep imagining when I heard that Thailand has become a fully super aged society, how many more people are living like that? My grandma has to stay like that for a few hours when I was at work, and then I came back at around 4 or 5 a.m. But there are a lot more people whose children have to work abroad, or maybe they're in some other provinces and their children have to come to work in Bangkok. How many people out there right now who are laying out in their excrement, dying? I don't think that should be how you spend the last few years of your life. And I think it's the government's job, not a burden. It's literally their job to take care of its citizen. A lot of people think taking care of the elderly is a burden. It is something that we put so much money on and it gives us nothing in return. But I think that's what the government is for, to take care of the people who cannot take care of themselves. So that's what I want to push. That's what got me into this. I know it doesn't sound as delicate or as smart as many people would have talk about their experience that got them into this, but yeah, that's my thing.
But it is though, ensuring a dignified departure for people who have worked so hard, who contributed to our society before us. That's a very
they built this
important
country.
job. Yeah.
you guys have kind of like different journeys, different backgrounds, becoming or stepping in this, politics of Thai political landscape.
Yeah.
But this this question was my number one question that I wanted to ask. But what did your friends and your family say when you're stepping in, when you're stepping in Thai political landscape? What did they say?
For me, they're worried.
Worried.
They're worried.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they know, because I think maybe we are similar child in one way or another. I ask many questions. I argue on everything. So I think they know. All of my friends and family, they saw this coming. But still, they're worried. And I think that says a lot about Thai politics. For family and friends to have to be worried when someone's stepping up and talking about public issues. It shouldn't be that way, but they are.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. What do you think?
Well, my experience is somewhat similar. My family definitely, they're worried for me, especially with the party that I choose to go under. They're worried about the backlash since I've always been a pretty public person. My family, I mean, they believe in me. They know that they think they believe in me enough to know that what I'm doing this for. And they respect that. They're worried, but
no one can stop you, right?
I mean, I'm a lucky person when it comes to family. They've never been in the way when it comes to my career path. I used to want to be a tattoo artist. I was a rapper. I was a lot of things, and my family has never opposed me. They're just worried for me, and it's the same with me doing politics. Friends, though, they criticize my choice. A lot of them may not agree with the party that I chose to be in.
Yeah, because I believe it's one of the oldest political party, right?
In Asia.
It is the oldest political parties
in Thailand.
Operating. Still operating.
And for you being 26.
Is that a question?
No.
Oh.
It's just like,
it's criticism.
no, it's just, no, it's not criticism, of course. It's kind of like, okay, here's the question now. Why do you choose the oldest party though?
Well, because I'm new. And as new or as young as I am, it has always been my experience to work with the older generation and use their resources in terms of their knowledge and experience in order to do what I'm here to do. And when you say experience, is there anything in particular you want me to talk about or no?
I mean, anything you would like to share.
Why I picked the Democrat Party? Well, I picked them because they let me. They have this campaign saying, you too could be a good MP. And, that line came from My Hero Academia. And I'm not saying I'm a nerd or anything, but that got to me, And I want to know if I could really be a great MP. And I went in, I kind of half expected those, older folks to not take me seriously, but they did. And as you may have seen from the list of our candidates, there's a lot of diversity in terms of generations, in terms of backgrounds, and in terms of ideologies and opinions. And I think that's what a political party should be. Because we're representing everybody, so you should have every type of people. And regardless of your stance in politics, I think it's inevitable that you will have to work with every single generation there is, because either you're working with them or you're working for them. And by them, I mean the people, right? Not the People's Party, like the people, Thai people.
To be part of the societies.
So, yeah. Well, I respect that they value diversity, and I respect that they're giving us opportunities.
How about you? You chose to go with the one of the newest parties.
So, as I said, all of my working experience in the past 5 years were with one purpose, is to answer this question to myself, whether I would like to enter politics or not. And working with many, because for the record, I worked with all political parties. And I took my in my previous job, because it's an international NGOs or international organizations or the UN especially, I have to keep my political neutralities, and I took that very seriously in order to be able to work with all of the political parties. And I have found that there's one party who are sincere in pushing for human rights agendas in Thailand. And that's why I chose the People's Party.
Sincere. Can you explain more of this word, or can you share to us just a little
So,
bit
for
more?
example, I mean, when I work with the ICJ, or the International Commission of Jurists, it's a group of leading legal scholars from all over the world, and we are pushing for respect, protect, and fulfillment of human rights under international human rights law. In Thailand, I worked with the Ministry of Justice. I worked with the court. I worked with the public attorney, and I work with political parties. I go to them and I said, on these issues, here's the international standards. Where are we lacking? And how better can we do? What more can we do? Or how the way that we do things, that maybe we have to change it a little bit in order to bring Thailand's in order to make Thailand up to the international standards, right? And there's one party who always running back to me. All of the others, I have to go to them. I have to fight to get their time and attention in order to explain all of this, right? For the People's Party, back then, it was future forward and move forward. Once they know what we do, once they know what value we can bring, they're always coming back to us. They'd be like, we are pushing for the Public Assembly Act. Could you please go through that draft and give the feedback? Send it to Geneva. Talk to your experts. We want to know. We want to hear the feedback. We want to know how can we improve this draft. When we push for the Anti-Torture and Enforced Disappearance Act, they'll be like, yeah, we know this is one of the most important issues under international human rights law. Thailand signed. Thailand didn't have to sign. It's international. It's customary international law. We are bound by those rules. But Thailand has never have an anti-enforced disappearance law for a very long time. We have been breaching the international obligations that we have.
Exactly.
They kept running back to the ICJ saying, we are pushing for this. Like, help us do this. Go through the draft, check the draft, give us any latest updates on the issues. Like, we want to do this good, and we have to do this now. And that's how I first get involved, and that was 5 years ago. And that's when I was like, okay, like, these dudes are serious. Like, I if I want to be on the other side, right? I mean, working for an NGO or working for the UN, you can only try to convince, like, decision makers to improve.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I get to see that if I want to improve Thailand, this is the way, right? Because like at that point, I will not go back and then take a test to enter Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then I don't know, start right from the beginning where I don't know if anyone will listen to me, right? But I mean, if I enter politics, like I could do this now, I could change. People are listening to me. And then who are listening to me, then they change the law. Like what if I go and change the law? And before I never thought about enter politics because I thought it was not possible for people like me, for people with my background. Like I don't have the families, I don't have friends and relatives who know the political parties. And I think that's the way it has been, I don't know, in the past 30, 50 years. But then there's also, as you said...
Yet here we are.
Yeah, I mean, they I think because of the newer generations and because of how active we are politically, political parties started to change, and political parties are open up for someone without any relationships to the political dynasty to enter politics.
So speaking of Gen Z, speaking of younger voters or even first-time voters, well, I had a chance to went on the street and ask younger voters or first-time voters about what they thought on this, coming election and this and that. And what I found is that they are so active. Whether to change, whether to, issues and anything basically. One thing though, everyone that I came up to, most of them mentioned about constitutional referendum.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Which
Somewhere.
which is very, like, for me personally, I think in the political parties, they have a different kind of opinions on this, right? And what do you guys think?
I would say most of them kind of agreed, at the very least broadly, that we need amendment to the Constitution. I think the way that Gen Z or younger generations are, the way that they are active, the way that they want to change the Constitution, reflects their understanding, because they know, I think all of them knows that all of the issues that we have, it's a political issues. The instability in our political system lead us where we are. And I think they truly understand that to change this, not just to put the bandage on all of these small, not small anymore, of all of these big wounds, be it economic, be it the justice system, be it the education system. We cannot survive on these bandages anymore. Like, we need a reform, and that needs to start with the Constitution.
How about you?
Well, I've heard a lot of questions, but the information, that's what I have to gather myself. I didn't go to law school. So I have to do a lot of research. I have to read a lot. And honestly, I don't know how to feel. Like, I'm agreeing with them. I'm agreeing with the reform. Because even if you don't want to touch this, if you don't want to touch that, if you don't want a certain things to change, I think it is safer for everybody if we just vote yes for this time. Because this is not going to be our last vote for the reform of the Constitution, because there's going to be multiple drafts. We still have to vote on how we're going to get the people who write it. And after that, we're going to vote on the draft. So regardless of whatever you believe in politically, it is safer to vote for the reform. Because I may not know things, I may not know a lot of things, but I know that everything can always be better. And we should not limit ourselves with the old ways of doing things or the old laws. So if the reform is going to give us the opportunity to improve the laws, because people's people's demands and needs are always changing.
Mm-hmm.
We always strive for better standards of life. We always strive for better policies, better ways of conducting things.
With that, if I may add something.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you want a little bit of a nudge or a push into saying yes to this, I invite you to think about it this way. Looking back 20 years, how many prime ministers do we have?
Mm.
We have 10 prime minister. If we exclude General Prayut Chan-o-cha, who he himself alone was in power for 9 years, we have 9 MP in the span of 11 years. That's equal a year and a little bit for each MP. Thinking about how the world have changed, thinking about how the world economic system changed, thinking about how international relations changed from, I don't know, when I was young, it's pretty much stable. Every country under the hegemony of the US. Until now we have the US presidents who are claiming Greenland, regardless of
piece of ice.
international law. With all of this change, we have many prime ministers who have been in power for a year and just a little bit. Like, where is the continuities? Where is the room for any government to change structurally how we operate this country? Right? And this, where we are now, at this point, at this moment, is the accumulations of the problems that were not solved. And that is why we have the street on Rama 2. We have issues that the younger generation could not even, that they don't even know where to start to think, to solve. Because like when we picked up one issues, it's just so many issues that lead to this, right? And what we need is a stable political system right now. And we need it now. Like we cannot wait any longer. So think about it. If you're gonna say no, if you would like to continue with these instabilities in our politics, I invite you to think about the consequence.
Yeah, it could be a crucial step, huh? Because
It is.
It is.
One of the
It
most
already
important
is.
moments.
Now, if we're talking about the whole country, though, as representatives of younger generations or the voice of the younger voters or first-time
You don't have to
voters,
say it like that. You're still young.
well, what do you want to see that it should be changed the most now, or even as a representative, as the voices of younger people? Yeah.
I want to see people have more options and opportunity. We need more jobs. We need more jobs so that people have more options up to the point where they can point at their employers and be like, if you still gonna treat me like this, I'm not gonna work with you because I have so many options when it comes to work. And from what I'm seeing right now, it is possible, but not with the current thing that we're having. Who wants to invest in a country where the MP changes every year? Who wants to invest in a country where the educational system is not up to date? I have found out recently, I did not want to believe it at first. I've read it somewhere, but now that I've heard it from a trustworthy source, our curriculum has not changed in 20 years from elementary to high school. The world has changed so much in 20 years. I mean, even now it changes every year, every month. And for a curriculum, for the standard education to not have changed at all, there's something wrong with it. I believe that Thailand has talent. I believe that Thailand has the potential to be better. I believe that Thai people have potential to live a better life. And all we need is options and leverage. And that's not going to happen if our country is not trustworthy, if we're still being viewed as cheap by international perspective.
Yeah. What about you, Kunais?
For me, there's two things The first one is how the states kind of use their discretionary power. Back when I was in school, I don't know whether it has changed for you too, but when I was in school, there's so many rules. Rules that we don't know and we don't understand why are there for. Rules that we don't know for to what ends the teacher interpreted those rules. Like when I question any rules imposed on me, the answer that I got the most would be, it's a rules. Period. And I was like, and I don't even know where to go after that. It's a rules and I have to accept it. And I have so many questions. I have so many more questions. For me, this is not only the issues for school, because we are all, and people even older than me, we are all the product of those education system, right? Look at how civil servants, decision makers, look at how they interpret our laws nowadays. It's as if there's no rules how we interpret the laws. It looks as if the law has no purpose and there's no rules and there's no legal methodologies in how those people should use their discretionary power. I said this because I firmly believe it rooted in the school, and we need to change the way that we communicate with younger generations. We need to be able to explain the reason. We need to stop being arbitrary when we use authority over children right now. The second issue, which is really important for me, is AI. In these elections, if you look around, the policy sign, the election campaign signs, so many people talk about AI and how it could help, how it is a boon to support economic and social development. No one really talks about the risk. No one really talks about how do we regulate AI, right? I never heard anyone talk about AI black box, which is the models of the AI generated through the self-learning that are unintelligible to human. For me, one of the most important principles when it comes to AI regulations is that we have to be able to evaluate the risk and the impacts of the usage of those AI. But when we have the AI black box, where human could not even understand the model where the AI think, how do we evaluate the risk and the impact, right? Also, we have two more important principles is that you need to let people know if any contents are AI generated or not, right? It needs to be clear enough for the people.
These days
So that,
they're
yeah.
not doing that enough.
And we don't have that. Also, we need to ensure accountabilities and human oversight over the use of the AI. Whoever uses the AI, whoever putting the prompt into the generative AI need to be able to be accountable on that. Going back to the school, we need to teach children how to use AI. But at the same time, do we know what's the effect, right? At what cost? They might be able to use AI, but they might lost the critical thinking skill. Because it is important for them. What do we do? How do we go about this? There's not enough discussion yet, and that's very important for the next. That's very important for the next generation.
What would you guys see Thailand's political landscape in the next 10 years? Is this too long? 10 years?
No,
right?
I mean, it's kind of yes, in the sense that like the world situations are changing every day. But I could imagine. I mean, at least I know what I want to see in the next 10 years. I mean, if I already said it, maybe I go first. So I think political system that I like to see in Thailand is that I want every single political parties to have a very clear political ideologies, because I think that what political parties are invented for. right? Political parties are a place where people who share the same political ideologies comes together, works together, discuss with each other, and then propose their political ideas. They push for their agendas. I'm not saying that a political party should represent only the people who share the political ideologies, but because they believed that the political ideology that they believe are good for the entire countries, if not for the world, right? Right now, I don't see that in Thailand. When people comes together as a political parties and propose a set of policy that reflect their political ideologies, then they comes together, all the political party comes together in the parliament, and that's where we discussed, that where we negotiate to shape the country where each of our political parties wants it to be. If you look around now, all of the political parties, their political policy, their public policy, they're almost the same. They're almost identical, right? 10 years back, all of our cabinets, they're almost identical. They're the same set of people. Politicians moving back and forth between political parties. This only possible because each of the political parties do not have their political ideology as a character of their parties. What I want to see is that all of the political parties comes under the same standards, that there are no vote buying, there will be no corruptions. People stick to the election law and then fight fairly and only fight on the policy and political ideologies that they believed. That's where I want it to be.
There are parts that I agree with you, and there are parts that I somewhat disagree. I do agree that we need to hinder corruption, we need more stability, and we need to work together better as a country, as politicians, regardless of what party you're from. However, I think it is a bit dangerous to call someone the other, to overgeneralize. Because a political party, apart from being a party, it is still an accumulation of people, and people changes. Our ideas of what is progressive back 20 years ago and what we think of as progressive right now is not the same. And what we thought was conservative or outdated 20 years ago is not what we think of it right now. People changes. People changes every day. I am changing. I am evolving in the middle of this conversation when I'm talking to you guys. So I think it is a bit harsh to force people into a box or title. For example, my party is, for some reason, considered conservative. Always. But back in their days, back when they, not even recently, but not even way back, but very recently, 30, 40 years ago, they're still they were considered very, very liberal. But now, because of the people who were in it, a lot of them are not in the party right now, it is now branded as being conservative. And I do believe that a political party should be where people are working towards the same goal. But for a party to be full of people with the same opinions, it creates an echo chamber. One of the reasons that I like the Democrat Party is because they consider themselves a conservative liberal. I am extremely liberal. But I do need that the liberal and the conservative needs to work together in order to make this country better. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to have to live in this country.
Wow. I thought it's gonna be a casual talk show.
I have been waiting for the casual part.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the casual part.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you so much. ขอบคุณมากๆค่ะ